when we see stuff like this. Joe Manchin coming out and talking about on a day where you have 150 some odd Republican lawmakers, never mind what's happening in Pennsylvania with the Republican lawmakers in that Senate, in our federal government, who are outwardly sacrificing millions of people's faith in the bare minimum functioning of our government for their own political power. To have on that day Joe Manchin come out and say we're going to be bipartisan. Play the clip of Chris Coons. Oh. I mean, do these people not realize, even if they're pretending in the same cynical fashion as these Republican lawmakers are doing this, that when they come out and they say now's an opportunity for bipartisan work, like, who are they kidding? Who do they think they're doing this for?
And
play this Chris Coons clip.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a close friend and supporter of President-elect Biden, and he ran on an agenda that included bringing America together, working across the aisle, and delivering sustainable solutions to the challenges facing Americans. If we have a Senate that's divided 50-50, that makes it very hard to do some of the things you just suggested, like recognizing Puerto Rico as a state. And I think the message that was just sent to the people of Georgia and to the Senate and to the people of the United States by these elections last night was folks want us to stop the division, chasing Trump's conspiracy theories, trying to overturn the election, and work together and deliver real relief.
But you are not chasing. I mean, here's the thing that's deluded about this. And, I actually think that Chris Coons believes this. Chris Coons is not doing this to be he's deploying this as a way as cover, because Chris Coons is not the one. Chris Coons doesn't have any ability to control what these Republicans are doing. He is completely ignoring the reality of what is going on in this country. And he can interpret this win that they voted against Donald Trump and the Republicans as a way of saying, OK, we're giving you this power so that you totally respect what Republicans want. Look, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. And it is fundamentally destructive to our government, because it is not recognizing that you can't have a political ideology that may be different from the opposition party. And also, as if you don't have expectations that they're still going to play by some very fundamental rules. It is
they break the rules in a new way every year. And then we have Democrats like Chris Coons, who basically his identity is just being in Biden's shadow and speaking on behalf of Biden. He did this in the primary and he continues to do so now. You still have them come out and say, well, we expect to work with them and we expect them to be reasonable. This is as they try to undermine democracy. And we're not talking about what happens in the halls of Congress and legislation. We're talking about how you've changed the culture indelibly of people and what they think and how they trust the voting process in this country. And they're doing so casually, like they'd order a chicken Parmesan, whatever, at Applebee's. Like, they're doing it so easily and with such carelessness. And then you have Democrats out there that pretend like,
and let's be clear,
we're just in the center. We're going to come together.
Coons is not deploying this because he is a nice guy. He is basically tapping on the brakes to make sure that there's no legislation that can get passed that is not consistent with his corporate buddies.
Yep.
Because all you need to do is go back a year and a half when Chris Coons thought there was a chance that Bernie Sanders might win the primary, and he was saying we should reintroduce the filibuster for judges. And when it became clear that Joe Biden was going to be the president, you have to worry about maybe radical judges on there, from his perception, radical judges. He sort of backed off that whole filibuster thing. I mean, that's proof right there that Chris Coons is deploying this as a way of inhibiting expectations about legislation, inhibiting actual legislation from passing. I mean, I don't know if he's using this as a way of inhibiting the accrual of democratic power. So you may not see attempts to statehood for D.C. Or, for that matter, for Puerto Rico. One thing I misstated last night was that you couldn't do a $15 minimum wage under reconciliation. You can, it turns out, is my understanding. We're going to get deeper into reconciliation and all these things about how Democrats can actually do some things, some important things early on. But we will get into that a little deeper in the coming days.